Hey guys, I'm Oxy, and pricing your legendary items in your vendor is really important. So in this video, I'm gonna explain you how much actually, realistically, all your legendary items that you are selling in your vendors worth and for how much you should sell them in order to make a lot of caps fast. In order to explain you everything about vendor prices, legendary effects, and legendary effects combination on a certain weapon and how much they actually worth and for how much you should sell them, I'm going to use my vendor as an example. As you can see, I have a bunch of legendary weapons that I'm actually selling, and if you see anything here that you would like for free, you can just add me on PlayStation and I will give it to you for completely free. I don't really care. I have enough caps and all the weapons that I want. So let's look at the first weapon that we have here, which is a 10 mm pistol. Now, as you can see, it's 2200 caps. The price for your weapon is going to be dictated by the legendary effects and the weapon. So you need to look the synergy between the legendary effect and the weapon. So what we have here is anti-armor, which is one of the best legendary effects in the game. You can have this legendary effect on pretty much everything, and it's going to be good on rifles, pistols, heavy weapons, melee weapons. It's a good legendary effect. Now what we have here is the 10 mm pistol, which is still the best pistol in Fallout 76. You can make it to be fully automatic, you can put a suppressor on it, and you can do a stealth automatic pistol build, which is going to be quite powerful actually. I did use that build to solo Williams, the Wendigo boss. So, 10 mm pistol with anti-armor, and the second perk is 50% more crit damage in VATS, which is a really good effect on an automatic weapon. And you can make this pistol to be automatic. Crit damage it's really important for any type of build that you're using in VATS. And you're going to use this pistol in VATS 100%. Now the third perk is +1 agility, which is kinda meh. It's like nothing, doesn't matter. So that's why it's 2200 caps. It's a good weapon with good legendary effect combination on that weapon. If you're going to the second one, as you can see, is the same price. This one is just anti-armor, faster fire rate, 2-star, doesn't have +1 agility, and doesn't even need +1 agility. It's still a really good pistol. Now let's say this pistol would have a third perk, which would be less AP cost. Now how much this pistol would worth then? Would be pretty much over 10,000, 15,000. Why? Because of the weapon and the legendary effect combination on it. You have anti-armor, you have faster fire rate, which eat a little bit more AP if you have that legendary effect, but you're gonna compensate that with less AP cost in VATS. So that legendary effect would boost the price way up in the sky of this weapon. Sadly, we don't have that, but it's still a really good pistol. It's not much of a difference. The third perk would be just, would be cool to have it, but you don't really need it. Now let's talk about unpopular weapons such as the auto grenade launcher, the hunting rifle, and the pipe pistol bike weapons in general. You don't see a lot of people using those weapons. Why is that? Because now, first of all, about the grenade launcher, we have the Nuka launcher. If you have the Nuka launcher, you pretty much don't need anything else. And if you want a good grenade launcher, should be two-shot. That's the best combination on it. So what we have here, it's anti-armor, vast crit, and less AP cost. It's a perfect combination, right? Perfect legendary rolls, but pretty much on a wrong weapon. If this was a handmade rifle or a fixer, would worth up to 20,000, 30,000 caps would be really an item that I would just trade. Like, I would trade that weapon for another good weapon. But we have it on a grenade launcher, so it's 2,000 caps. I put this in my vendor just because I know that people would buy it, because the grenade launcher it's quite a good weapon, and they would buy it just to try it out to see how good it is with these legendary effect combinations. Now the second one, it's a hunting rifle, which is anti-armor explosive. Anti-armor explosive, it's a great legendary effect combination. Pretty much everything with explosive is going to be good, even if it's Cool Slayer explosive 50 cal. That 50 cal is going to serve you well. It's not gonna worth much to sell, but it's gonna serve you well because have explosive on it. So this is anti-armor explosive. It's a great combination, but it's in a hunting rifle, which is fine. It's not, it's a hunting rifle. You don't see this weapon in use a lot. It's a slow weapon. Sure, can hit quite hard, but it's very slow. Why would you use this when you have handmade rifles, combat rifles, radium rifles, and fixers in the game, and you can just destroy everything much more faster and much more efficient? So that's why it's 2000 caps, because it's a good combination, but the weapon it's kind of meh. It's not a good weapon. Same thing with the pipe pistol. Now there is people that do love the pipe pistol. You can transform it into a rifle, make it fully automatic, and or you can just use it as a pistol. It's a good legendary effect combination, anti-armor explosive. The third perk, it's basically non-existent, 50 damage resistant while aiming. It's meh. You're going to use this weapon in VATS anyway, so realistically, it's just a 2 star. It's 2500 caps just because it's a pipe rifle, and there is certain people that do like pipe rifles and they actually build around them, but it's not going to worth much more. It's again, it's just a pipe pistol, good legendary effect combination, but it's a pipe pistol. And the other weapon, it's again another grenade launcher. As you can see, we have bloodied with crit damage and fast to reload. Again, a good combination, but only 2000 caps. Why? Somebody will buy it just to try it out to see how good it is. That's all. But if you want a good grenade launcher, that should be two shot. Now let's talk about melee weapons and how much they worth. As you know, the best automatic melee weapons, and in general, the best melee weapon in the game is the chainsaw and the auto axe. There's nothing better than those weapons. You can pick which one you want, chainsaw or auto axe. Let me know in the comment section which one you like better. But pretty much those are the kings and will stay the kings of melee in this game. Besides that, anything else is pretty much script. It can be a perfect roll, it's pretty much script. But there is certain weapons that worth a little bit, such as the baseball bat, but not much. As you can see, it's a really good roll. Blooded Sphinx with less damage and power attacking, 2200 caps. I know, it's a very good roll, but doesn't worth much. It's a baseball bat, and who would use it, really? The next weapon that actually worth something is the bear arm or the Ogwa gauntlet, and the Datko Gauntlet, and of course the Power Fist. Those are unarmed weapons that they actually worth something. Why? The Power Fist and the Datko Gauntlet, they were the best melee weapons that you can trade before the Auto Axe and Chainsaw. Those were the best. So there is some people that are still using them, but why would you use it when you have chainsaws and auto axes? So that's why I put them for 3000 caps. And as you can see, they are very good rolls. Blooded swing speed, less damage when power attacking. Blooded swing speed, breaks slower. Kinda meh, but it's a 3 star. And realistically, it's just a 2 star. But still, blooded swing speed, it's a bear arm. Cool weapon, but doesn't worth much more. Even if it's a perfect roll like the Datko Gauntlet, nobody will buy it more than 3000 caps. So if you put it for 5000, 10,000, 15,000, because it's a good roll, nobody will buy it. Put it for 3000 and it will sell. Now let's talk about the popular weapons in Fallout 76, such as the light machine gun, the fixer, and the handmade rifles, and how much they would worth. The first example here, it's a light machine gun. What we have here, it's a quad one with damage while aiming and damage resistance when reloading. Now the light machine gun, it's one of the best heavy weapon in the game. The only problem is with this weapon that have a low ammo capacity and have a high fire rate, which is actually good, high fire rate. but low ammo capacity, not good. So what we have here with the quad, you have 300 in one mag, which is absolutely insane with the fire rate that we have here. And don't forget, you can get a version with faster fire rate, which would be even more insane. So quad is good on an LMG. Now what we have here is 25% damage while aiming, which is also good on a heavy weapon. Why? Because you are going to aim with this weapon. The third perk is 250 damage resistant when reloading. Not the best, but not the worst. Why? Because there's a lot of people that are using the light machine gun out of power armor. Because you can use it. You just need to have a good recoil control because this weapon kicks back quite a lot. So you're going to aim with this weapon, you're gonna get extra damage. And damage resistant when reloading, quite good. As I said, people are using this weapon out of power armor, so getting that extra damage resistant when you're reloading, not bad. So I put it for 5000. That's the maximum as I can push for the price of this weapon just because it's quad. It's quad with decent perks, not the best, but not the worst. If this was, let's say, quad, faster fire rate, and reduced weight, would be an item that is worth over 30,000 caps, but realistically, would be a weapon that you would only trade. So you would only trade that weapon for another really good weapon. Now the next weapons are fixers. So we have here anti-armor faster fire rate with faster movement speed while aiming, and we have executioner explosive with +1 agility. Again, the fixer is still probably the strongest commando weapon in the game. I know that there's the Elder's Mark, but come on, the fixer is still better, you know. You get all the extra stealth things from the fixer. It's way easier to get mods for it. I don't know. I still think it's the best. Anyway, so we have two good legendary perks on each. We have anti-armor combined with faster fire rate, the second legendary perk. It's a good combination on an automatic weapon. We have executioner, combine that with explosive, really good. Now, on both of the fixers, the third perk is pretty much going to do for you nothing. It's basically non-existent for us. But if it was, let's say, less AP cost, that would boost the price of the weapon very up because of the third perk and the combination between the first and second legendary effect and the fact that it's a fixer. But I put them for 3500. I know some people would put these fixers for like 10,000 caps because oh my god, it's a fixer with anti-armor faster fire rate. Yes, but look at the third perk, it's nothing. You know, if it's anti-armor faster fire rate on a fixer doesn't mean that it's worth 15,000 caps, people. You need to look at the third perk. What is the third perk? Would the third perk make that item to be got there? Then it would be only a trade item. Now, the other expensive item that I do have in my vendor, it's a handmade for 5000 caps. Again, one of the best commando weapons in the game. And what we have here is two shot with 50% VAT hit chance and less AP cost. That's a really good combination. If you have two shot, that's good. Now 50% VAT hit chance, that's actually quite good, especially on a two shot handmade because makes them a little bit inaccurate. And less AP cost also really good because the two shot it's eating more AP in VATs. So you're gonna get that AP back faster, you're gonna use less AP in VATs. So it's a good combination, but doesn't worth more than 5000 caps. And that's everything that you should know about vendor prices. The things that you need to look for when you are pricing your weapons, it's what kind of weapon it's a popular weapon. You see that weapon in use a lot. What kind of legendary perks are on that weapon? And how is the synergy between the legendary effects and the weapon itself? You're not gonna sell a blooded sphinx with +1 strength war drum. Nobody's gonna buy it, but you can sell a bloodied sphinx with +1 strength chainsaw or Deathclaw gauntlet. Those would worth much more. Thank you very much for watching and see you guys in the next one.